Welcome to the 199th third of webinar of our Saturday webinar series hosted by Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. So myself, Dr. Rahalya, I'm working here as a Managed Fellow. So before going to the session, let me give a short introduction about our center. So Managed CIA, it's recognized as a Center of Excellence in Agribusiness Incubation, and it acts as a knowledge partner in order to strengthen, guide, and demonstrate the best practices for agribusiness incubators, and it is operating under the esteemed National Institute of Agriculture Extension Management. With a robust track record, our center has nurtured 754 entrepreneurs and supported over 425 startups across various sectors within the agriculture domain. We navigate innovation from ideation to full-scale commercialization with our unique methodology that gives us a robust ecosystem from discovering ideas to delivering high-value proposition in sustainable environment. We pride ourselves on our comprehensive support system and offering guidance and training to startups in crucial areas such as agro-processing, post-harvest technologies, value addition, supply chain management, fishery, dairy, and agri-consultancy. So our commitment to the success of agripreneurs knows no bounds as we continue to refine their concept and empower them to expand their future. So today's webinar is particularly exciting. We are going to discuss the theme of building a agri-tech team, hiring and talent management. So we have two speakers with us. So to introduce our first speaker, let me invite my colleague Usha to introduce our first speaker. Pragya or Usha, ma'am?
Yes, Rahalya, I'll take up. Good morning to everyone. My name is Pragya Mishra and I'm working as a business executive at Managed Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship. And I'll introduce our first speaker for today. And it is Ms. Vaimitra Kothale. She possesses over 7 years of experience in human resource recruitment for various startups, including RocketPay and CredR. Her expertise spans her operations in HR and recruitment, statutory compliance, and HRMS implementation, budgeting, retention, and talent acquisition. So with this introduction, I would hand over the session to ma'am now.
Good morning, everyone. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you so much, Pragya, for such a lovely introduction. And so my name is Vaimitra, and I would like to, first of all, I would like to thank Managed CIA for giving me this opportunity to, talk about such an important topic, which is often neglected in any company, because we don't pay much attention to talent acquisition, talent management. But so with the help of a strategic approach towards talent management, any company can actually gain competitive advantage over other startups or other companies. And if you see, for any business, the foundation is the people coming together and working towards a shared goal. So this is why it is very important to understand what are the key strategies to implement talent management in any startup or a company. We can actually move on to the next slide. Yeah. So basically, to break down talent management, we can do it in four main areas, which are attracting the right talent, hiring the right talent, developing the resources, and also retaining your employees. Now, when it comes to talent management, it's a continuous process. So it begins from even the hiring process, and it lasts until the employee is a part of your team. So we can move on to the next slide, actually. Yeah. So we, in this presentation today, we will understand the importance of talent management. So it can help your businesses to drive innovation, improve productivity, and ensure there is sustainability. So we can move on to the next slide, please. beginning with talent acquisition and onboarding. Now, talent acquisition starts from the process of attracting the right candidates. Now, why is it important to attract candidates? You have a lot of candidates out there in the market who are actively looking for jobs. But when you attract the right pool of candidates, you actually it actually helps you build the right set of team to ensure that your business objectives are fulfilled and your goals are your employees are aligned with the goals. So which is why it is very important to attract the right candidates. Then we can move on to hiring, where for different set of for different set of employees, you can use different hiring tools. So for example, there are white collared employees, there are blue collared employees. For hiring blue collared employees, you can actually use tools like Naukri or LinkedIn or other job portals. But in order to hire the blue collared employees, you need to actually use different methods like referrals or field hiring, or your you have to actually build a network in order to hire the white collared employees, which will actually work for you on the field. Also, diversity and inclusion is very important, so that you can actually it's very important to promote a diverse workforce in order to bring in varied perspectives and ideas for your business. And coming to orientation and onboarding. Now, orientation is a very important part of talent management, because since you have already hired the employee, you have to ensure that the employee feels welcomed in your organization. It's very important that the employee has a sort of connection, and that is when you can ensure that the team member is well aligned with your values, vision, mission of the company, and you can yield better results from the hired workforce. So this all starts from the orientation. So you have to design a very welcoming orientation program for every employee, where you can actually talk about the history of your organization, how it was started, how did you come up with this idea, what difference do you want to make with this particular business. So when you tell the story to your employees, that is when they will feel connected to your business, and they will give their best in order to help you achieve your business objectives. Okay, next slide, please. Moving on to performance management. The first point we will talk about is role clarity. Now, it's very important whenever you have a new hire. It's very important to set correct expectation. Setting goals and expectations is a very crucial part of the role clarity process, where you establish clear, measurable goals in order to which are actually aligned with the company's objectives. So that is about setting goals and expectations. Then we will talk about performance evaluation. Now, it's very important to keep evaluating an employee's performance, the team member's performance, so that you can actually give them feedback in order to improvise, so that which will in turn help to create a win-win situation for both the organization as well as the employee. The employee will help to will be able to develop in his own career, while the organization will be able to ensure more productivity from those particular set of employees. So which is why performance evaluation is very important. Now, for performance evaluation, you can use various tools. It can be as simple as maintaining a Google sheet where you can track the performance of any employee, and you can use, and there are other tools, various other tools which can be used as well. So So coming to the next point, which is performance feedback. Now, only analyzing the performance and taking decisions doesn't help. You have to give feedback. A continuous and regular feedback session is very important in order to ensure that there is a difference between the performance of ex-employee, I mean for the performance of a particular employee in quarter 1 versus quarter 2. In order to ensure that difference, you have to give them feedback. You have to tell them what is supposed to be done, what all areas that the employee can improve. So next, coming to reward and recognition. Now you have analyzed the performance. You already know who is performing well, who is performing average, and everything. It's very important to reward good performance. It's very important to incentivize the good performers in order to keep them motivated. Now, a motivated employee will always work better than an employee who just, I mean, even if one of your team members is highly skilled, he's very good at his work, but if he's not motivated, if he's not appreciated enough, he will not he'll not feel the willingness to perform well in the long run. So in order to ensure that the productivity comes as a continuous thing, you have to keep motivating your employees. Now, reward and recognition programs can be arranged on a periodic basis, say once in a quarter or something, but that alone is not enough. So it's very important to keep your employees motivated on a daily basis as well. So you have to appreciate their small wins. You have to encourage them every day. So it's not you don't have to actually make it as a task, and you don't have to go to your employees and say good things to them every single day. But whenever you feel, whenever it can be as simple as sending an appreciation email across your team. So these are small steps which you can take in order to ensure that the performance is not just good, but it's consistent. Moving on to the next slide. Now, coming to talent development, it's very important that so you hire some employee, you hire a team member with a certain set of skills, but in order to upskill, in order to get better results from that particular resource, you have to ensure that there is continuous learning and development happening in the organization. So the first step towards it is competency assessment. Now, in this, basically you can assess the training needs. You can understand what sort of training is important for a particular employee. For example, one person would be very good with the technical skills, but he might lack some soft skills like teamwork or other skills like communication and etc. For example, writing better emails. So in order to ensure that they have a 360-degree development approach, it's necessary to understand the training needs. Now, once you have understood the training requirement, you can actually design learning and development programs which can focus both on technical skills as well as soft skills. Next, coming to succession planning. Now, many times we actually hire, so we have vacancies for a leadership role, and we try to find candidates in the market. We try to recruit people from outside, but there are chances that many times that particular employee which you are looking for is already working in your company, is already working at a lower level, and has the potential to grow to upskill himself and work in a better position in the same company. So here you can plan the, you can do the succession planning where you can actually train the junior employees in order to build the leadership skills in them, and then they can actually it will be a good start. It will be good for their career, as well as it will be good for your company, where you will save the hiring costs. You will and you will also have advantage because you already know this employee. You already have worked with this employee. The employee knows the organization better. He understands the goals. He understands what is the shared objective of the company. So there you can have a very good advantage if you consider succession planning. Now next is mentoring and career pathing. So continuous mentoring is very important. Now I can give you an example. So when I was working with a startup, so we had an employee who joined us as a customer support executive. But he had the willingness to learn. He was very keen to learn new things, and he was actually interested towards the technical job roles. So with frequent interactions and understanding his interests, we actually found out that. We actually found out that we can actually train him and you know um, promote him to a better role. So with the help of proper guidance and mentoring, he was able to transition from a customer support executive role to a business analyst role, which is a very big leap. So that is why it is very important to identify which employee in your company needs the proper guidance, needs the proper training, and who is you need to understand the potential of your current employees. Now moving to talent retention, can we move to the next slide, please? All right. So talent retention. So this particular topic should not come at the time when the employee is exiting the organization. So this talent retention is basically is a very continuous process. You have to ensure certain things so that you retain the right talent. Your employees don't feel undervalued, or they don't feel the need to go and search for other job opportunities outside the in the market. They don't feel the need to go and look for better opportunities, or basically they should be happy and satisfied enough in your company, so that you can actually retain good talent. And you don't have to, because once you lose good employees, it is very difficult to again start the hiring process, and again find a new resource, again find a suitable resource, train them, align them with your objectives and goals. So which is why talent retention is very important. Now this can be done via you can use different methods in order to retain your best talent. So one is company culture. Now company culture is very important. So when we look at company culture, we always think of big companies like Google or Microsoft, where they provide a lot of perks to their employees. But it's always not about the physical perks that any company is provided. It's not about the free snacks or a very nice infrastructure or something. It is also the leadership in your own company, the leadership styles, how open the employees feel, how willing are they to help, to give their best, how connected are they to your company. So company culture is very important. People, so you might have already you might have already come across a lot of posts on LinkedIn where people say that they are not leaving any company for the monetary benefits, or the mostly the employees don't leave because of monetary benefits. They leave for a better company culture. They leave because of toxic culture. So that is why it is very important that your company's culture is maintained, because whenever an employee joins a particular company, they are not just entering a building, they are actually becoming a part of your team. So you have to ensure that they don't lose that sense of belongingness. Next is employee engagement. So employee engagement again plays a very crucial part in talent retention. We all know that the relationship between an employee and the management is supposed to be very official and formal. But then there are some times when you can actually have a little fun together. You can actually have ice breaking sessions with your team members. You can actually understand each other better, and that will bring in a sense of openness in the company. The employees will feel more open to tell you about their problems, their challenges, and seek guidance from you in order to help them grow. So that is why employee engagement is very important. So in order to ensure, you can actually create an engaging work environment via different team building activities, um, outings, team lunches, dinners, etc. So this is one very important tool in order to foster a sense of belonging in the employees. Then coming to work-life balance. Now, work-life balance is again a very crucial topic, because the company, for any company should actually incentivize the employees which are more productive rather than incentivizing the employees which work for long hours, because working for long hours always doesn't guarantee productivity. They always if some employee would be working for 10 hours a day, but out of 10 hours he would be scrolling through Instagram or LinkedIn for say 2 hours, 3 hours. But what you see is they are working for 10 hours a day, and there is one more employee who will finish his work within 4 hours and leave for the day. But the quality is always more important than the quantity, which is why promoting a work-life balance. So here you can promote policies like flexible working hours, remote work policies, and various other aspects that are there. So this is how you ensure work-life balance. And then we come to competitive compensation and benefits. Now, so your employees must not be underpaid. They should not, they should never feel that they are underpaid or something. They should so you have to pay your employees. You have to always do a market research that what salary is paid to what sort of employees, what is the market standard for a particular role. Because whenever an employee joins your organization, they also do their research, they also do their study, so they know the market, they know their market value. After knowing their market value only, they come and join your company. After getting 4 different offers, they will choose the best one. So that is how you can hire the best talent. But when you have to retain, you have to ensure that they are getting the well deserved promotion, they are getting the well deserved increment that based on the work that they have done. So that is very important, to give competitive compensation and other benefits, which can include say medical insurance. Then whenever there is an emergency happening at any team members in any team member's family or something, you can actually support them in any way possible. So these are the small things which can contribute to a good talent retention strategy. Coming to our last section, which is strategies for effective talent management. Now, effective talent management can be ensured via, we can break it down into three things again, which is building a stronger employer brand. Now, it's very important to clearly communicate your startup's mission, values, and the impact on the society that it will create, the impact on the environment that it will create. So that is important. And then we already spoke about culture. So it's very important to, cultivate a positive and innovative company culture that attracts and retains employees. So that is very important. Coming to leveraging technologies. So, you can actually use HR softwares. There are various softwares out there in the market which can help you to do efficient recruitment, efficient onboarding, and also performance management. So there are various tools out there in the market via which you can ensure that your employees' performance. You can actually check how is your employees' performance, and various other aspects to it. Then data analytics. So you can actually use data analytics tool in order to track and improve the talent management processes, such as you can identify high performers, and you can actually predict the productivity via using these tools. So very important in today's era to use to leverage technologies in whatever you can. There are many options out there available. So that is one thing. And the last is partnerships and collaborations. So you can actually partner with educational institutions. Now, what most of us think while hiring candidates from educational institutions is they might not have experience, they are freshers. So we hesitate from hiring those sort of candidates. But then we also have to understand that the freshers, whenever a student is passed out of college, he has the zeal to work, he has the energy to work and prove himself in the corporate world. So he'll obviously give you a very he'll obviously give you a very good result. So you can actually hire these students from colleges, and you can develop them, you can train them, and so basically you can actually partner with education institutions like Managed CIA, where you can have where you can create a pool of candidates, talented candidates. And next is industry networks. So very important again to engage with industry networks and associations in order to assess a broader talent pool, in order to hire relevant candidates from the same industry. You have to make connections with your peers. You have to keep maintaining a good professional relationship with your peers in the industry, so that today or tomorrow it will in turn help you. With this, we come to the end of this my time. I would like Pragya to take over.
Thank you, ma'am, for the informative presentation. Like you have completely described what is the total, you have given total concept of talent management, like starting from the definition of talent management. So why it is important to actually evaluate the performance of the employees, and also why it is important to give rewards and recognition to the employees, so that his goals can align with the organization goal at the same time. And also you have also discussed the strategies for effective talent management. So this is definitely an informative presentation. So before going to the second presentation, so the participants, if you have any questions, you can put it in chat box, or you can raise your hand, so the questions will be taken up after the second session. So before going to the session, so let me ask you some quick question. So Pam have already discussed about tools for performance evaluation. So if you know any tools, you can keep it in chat box, like tool to evaluate the performance of employees. So we are going to discuss at the end of the presentation. So to introduce second speaker, let me call Usha Sri ma'am to introduce the second speaker.
Thank you, Rahalya, and good morning to all of you. This is Ushasri, manager at Manage CIA. Welcome you all to the second presentation. To present this, today we have Ms. Nitya David, CEO and founder at Upstream Human Resource Solutions, which has successfully completed more than 17 plus years. And she has more than 20 plus years experience in sourcing, recruiting, and identifying potential candidates for highly specialized positions at various industries and startups also. Her specialties include recruitment to advertising agencies, IT and marketing related startups, agri startups. Welcome, Ms. Nitya, to our 193rd webinar on building an agri-tech team, hiring and talent management. Handing over to you, Nitya.
Thank you so much for that. I'll just need a minute to share my presentation.
Sure.
So I press on the screen, right, for application.
Yeah. Just share the share content.
It says screen and application. Which one do I press that?
Screen it is.
I'm sorry, there is some problem with me sharing it. I'm sorry, can you share it from your side if you don't mind?
No problem.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Sorry about this. The first slide. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. First of all, to Manage CIA, thank you so much for taking me and making me a part of this wonderful presentation. And I'm so happy to reach out to so many people and share a little bit of my experience to all of you. I'm sure that everybody has spending their Saturday morning trying to learn something, and you've already done the first step of learning and wanting to grow. Amazing, and congratulations on that. So, as I was introduced, my name is Nitya David. I am an HR consultant based in Bangalore. My company is about 17 years old now. We do placements for advertising agencies and corporate houses across India. I've been in the advertising business before that. I used to work for Ogilvy and GWT, and then I was also working with Shekhar Kapoor, the director, on Virgin Comics when it was launched in India. So I myself have a blend of advertising, marketing, and recruitment experience. Yeah. Can I go to the next slide, please? So right now, most of you, I'm sure, have come in from employees to stakeholders. Next one, please. Congratulations, you are now an agri startup. Next slide, please. But what exactly is a startup? A startup is a generic term used to describe a young company that started with an idea that became a dream to challenge the status quo, a dream to make a difference to our world, a dream that urges you to take the path less taken, a dream that originated in your hearts, a dream where purpose comes first, followed by business. Next one. So, what next? You humans, as much as financial capital, should be the foundation of your scale up strategy. Your team should not be a bunch of employees, but a collective stakeholders that shares the purpose and passion of your enterprise. How do you ensure you build a core team that shares the same dream and values as you have? Now, I'm sure some of you have seen this video by Simon Sinek starting with why. Why do I need to start this startup? Why do I need these employees? Why will I why that why question needs is the first thing which will come into your mind, which will move into how can I do it? How will I be able to achieve this? How will I be able to go to my goal? And the third question is what all you need to get into your startup. Please go through this video. It's available on YouTube. It's Start With Why. It's by Simon Sinek. Thank you. Next one. Now, if you see the successful organizations which I have put on line, you all are able to relate with this organizations. An Apple. Basically, an Apple is all about challenging the status quo. Tanishq is all about celebrating relationship. Disney, for every child, there is a human in every child. Netflix, I mean, we've lost sleep because of Netflix, right? And also Paperboard. Paperboard is all about innocence. So we get armrests, we get all sorts of the Malgudi days, those when we were children. So these all emote emotions on us. This is exactly your brand should do. They should emote emotions on with people. So why is the why important in your HR policy? Nothing binds human beings together like taking one common enemy of having a shared purpose and values. One of the first thing to do as founder is to clearly envision your purpose and values. This will help you carve a differentiated niche that will attract the right people. Again, I point out you need to attract the right people who share your dream. Yeah, next one. So actually, I wanted to put a video of this. I hope all of you have seen the movie Finding Nemo. Can I get some hands up or something, some reaction? So if you see in this Finding Nemo, there is one scene where Nemo is stuck in this big net with a lot of fish, and then he tells his father, "Let's swim down together." Right? So because the journey is not going to be easy, there are going to be trials, tribulations, setbacks, and failures. You need a team that stays together through it all. You need to swim together. What do you say? Yeah. The next one slide. The other thing is that trust and the agri-tech startup industry. Now, post-pandemic, a new customer need is defining the world of business. Customers are demanding a high moral and ethical standard from companies for them to engage. This is creating an uphill of purpose-led companies and their products being preferred, especially in the agricultural and agri-tech company. The industry, the highest standards is sustainability. I'm sure you all agree with me. Environment and social, everybody is being trying to be sustainable. Everybody is involved in making the environment better. How you conduct your business will define the quantum of your business. So when you are doing a recruitment, my previous co-host spoke about how are you going to manage the talent. I'm speaking about what do you need to do before you hire the talent. So when you're going through recruitment, you need to first look at that person who is actually a mini you. You need to clone a lot of mini yous and make them together. You need to look at the depth of the character. Now LinkedIn, Naukri, everything will give you a lot of resumes, but how do you identify that right person who also understands your dreams, who also is able to appreciate your dream and is passionate about your dream? So that way you need to do a mapping questionnaire when you're screening the candidate. You need to look at their involvement, you need to look at their investment interests, you need to look at how well they like this, because sometimes candidates just come for, oh, I'm not getting into the job, let me take this job for 1 or 2 months and then I will jump. You need to find that person who's passionate about your company like you are. you know Remember, good companies are always run by good people. Yeah. Next one, please. So yeah, that is what I have come to talk to you about. I've put together 17 years of my experience in this small presentation. It's all about you. I always tell the candidate when you're going for the interview, you need to first of all think about what are the questions, how passionate you are about the brand. Talk about the brand, because the interview will justify your cost. Candidates always ask me, can I get this much money, can I get this much money? I said it all depends on the way you do your interview. You answer the questions and how passionate you are with your brand. Always remember that the passion which you put out for your startup, it's your baby, right? Somebody else is also going to come to to handle your baby. How will you manage that? You need to make sure that you get the right person, and the right people is what will help you grow. I hope I was able to give a little bit of information. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for this lovely day.
Thank you, ma'am. That is very simple and short presentation. So it's like you have given in short sentences. Like I really like the point what you said. Like why it is important to attract the right people in right place, and how the qualification and equally quality is also important to hire the people. So that is really a very good presentation. So moving on to the next session. So the participants, if you have any questions, you can keep it in chat box, and also you can raise your hand. And the Govind Prasad, he raised the hand. So I'm going to unmute him so you can ask question. Govind Prasad. Yeah, there is a question from Sudha Sundari also. She already raised hand, so you can ask now. I unmuted you. Sudha Sundari.
She's talking there, no? Any thought box, others you take. Miss Sudha Sundari, you want to take question? No, just by mistake raised hand or what?
We have one question in the chat section. It says, what is the salary level for freshers in Agritech? Do you want to take it, Nitya?
So I would say, sure, thank you so much for that. So I would say it all depends on the budget which you have and where that person is coming from. One more point which I would like to point out, when you're looking at freshers, apart from just looking at the college where the person comes from, also look at what interest that person has for your company. For example, it starts from 10,000 rupees onwards. That's like the basic thing. Apart from that, you need to figure out if this person is actually going to grow in my company. Is he going to bring a value add for me? And you can do an evaluation in 3 months time, because that fresher will have that much of passion which you have. And a lot of startups do that. They try to get more freshers because they are young blood. They want to work, they want to prove themselves. So it's always better to keep on, though the salary may start from 10,000, but every 3 months you say that, okay, if you do this, you will get this. Your performance, you need to always make sure that they are on the go. Yeah. Oh, this is a fantastic question. What's the reason most of the employees regret to inform and continue to change in short duration? Again, this is all about loyalty. You have to create that loyalty with your employee. For example, when I was working for Wipro Consumer Care, they had this bonus thing wherein in 2 years' time, if you still stay in the company, you will get a stake in the company and you will also get a bonus, which made a lot of people to stay for a longer period of time. As a recruiter, people tell me, the companies come and tell me, we want a replacement once the person leaves. And I tell them that I cannot understand, I cannot figure out, or I am not able to this thing that when the person is going to leave, why the person is going to leave. Once he joins the company, it's between you and him. It's about the culture of the company. It's about how well you make that person important for yourself. He's a new person who's come to your family. You need to treat him well and make sure that he is staying there and understands your core value and shares your passion, right? So the reason why they do this is because they're not happy, because they are getting something somewhere else. If you feel that person is important for you, if you feel that he's caliber enough to take your startup forward, you will do everything in your this thing to make sure that he stays with you for a longer period of time. Start with small incentives, one 5,000 rupees as a bonus, one max fashion coupon. I'm just giving you examples. Start small, but every time you give that small amount of money, that person will be loyal to you, and that's how he will grow. I hope that answered the question.
Sivareddy, you got the answer. And there's a question from Sudha Sundari. So, what is the exact procedure for inculcating startup culture in educational institutions?
Do you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. Inculcating startup culture in educational institutions. Can anybody break down this question? I'm not understanding what exactly is expected.
Nitya ma'am, you can take up the question.
So, a startup culture is there everywhere, right? Now, in educational institutions, I don't know whether the procedure is there, but a lot of people, why they want to join a startup rather than a known organization, especially after COVID, is because they value life. They know that they want to be attached to your dream. They know that they want to be a part of your passion. After COVID, a lot of people left their 9 to 5 job and wanted to join startups and companies because they know that whatever time they have, they want to make a full use of it. I don't know if educational institutes are having a kind of a culture in for startups, but I know that whenever a person now the way the people look for jobs is completely different. It's not like as before. Now they look at passion, they look at how much they are going to get and what they are going to do in their time. I hope I'm able to come a little close to what you're answering. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. And there is a question from Siva Kumar. He is asking, please explain the difference between freedom to employees versus
I've seen
micromanagement.
that. Yes. No, that's so true, because sometimes you try to be over friendly and then they take advantage of you, and that is a little problem for you, because as a startup, you're trying to manage so many things, and then here this person wants to be your buddy. So, no, you got to put that line, the border line, that you are the boss, and you know why, how that will happen when you know your job well, when you are confident about what you want to do. So even before you get into work, you put your mind together and say, okay, this is what I want to do in a day's time. Because as a startup, you'll be running with investors, you'll be running with advertisers, you'll be going all over the place. You need to put a proper job description for this person and say, this is your job, this is how you need to do it. Yes, you have the freedom and to give me your ideas, but you need to stay in this line specifically. So that is very important for you. How can you make them to be engaged and responsible? This is why you need to make sure that they give you a day-to-day update. In the beginning of the day, you put down a job list for them saying that this is what I want you to do for the day. Towards the end of the day, even if the person is not in the office, he needs to send out a mail to you which says that, these are the things which I have done and these are the things which are pending. Putting processes in place is extremely important, because understand, you are going all over the place. You need to have people under you who make sure that your processes are in place. So make sure that they give you what they are hired for. Yeah.
I would also like to add something to this. So as you already said, it's very important to update on the tasks on a daily basis. Now, so what happens is when the employees are not given freedom, or for example, if if you assign a task to a particular employee and you keep on following up with them every thrice or 4 times in a day, that will actually that will not actually give you good results. But again, you can do it in a process, you can do it in with the help of a good process. For example, you can use different tools. There are various tools out there in the market. For example, project management tools, where you have to where at the beginning of every week you can actually list down your tasks. You can assign those tasks to that particular employee, and you can actually prioritize as well. You can actually prioritize your tasks as per P0, P1, P2, and you can put the estimated effort which you are supposed to put in that particular week on that particular task. So you can actually understand whether with the help of these tools, you can actually understand whether an employee is overworked, underworked, whether he is finishing his tasks on time, and you can actually have a real-time update on all the tasks. So for example of such tool is Notion. For example, Notion, where you can actually put a task. You have to put an estimated effort for that you are supposed to put on that particular task. You have to put the priority, who is this task assigned to, and what is the status. In status, you can have different like pending, not started, whether it is paused, or whatever it is. You can actually put your comments there. So your manager, or if you are the manager, you can have a real-time update on every particular task that your employee is performing. So this is how you can you can avoid micromanaging, and you can also have updates on the tasks assigned to your team members.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's really good tips. That's really nice.
Thank you, ma'am. And there is a question from Subhash. So what is the secret of keeping policy-related privacy from employee as fresher are prone to change job frequently? So anyone can take up the question.
Policy-related privacy from privacy related to policy, actually, it's not. I mean, whenever you formulate certain policies, whenever you implement certain policies in your company, the first step is communicating those policies to your employees. You cannot keep it private.
But I think you can put an NDA, right?
Yes, you can actually, you can put an NDA.
You can put an NDA, so that
non-disclosure agreement, where you can actually get them. You can get the non-disclosure agreement signed from the employees right at the time when they are hired. At the time of onboarding itself, you can get the NDA signed from them, and you can mention that whatever information is given to a particular employee during his course in the organization is supposed to be for his own information, and it's not supposed to go out of the organization.
Yeah, I would like to add in this that when you are doing a startup, the first thing you need to invest on is a legal person and a CA, because your idea has to be very close to you. Somebody else can't take it from you. So to protect yourself, you need to make sure that you get a legal person, even if it is a freelancer, but you get a legal person and you get a chartered accountant who will help you from day one. So whenever you have new employees, you need to make sure that you have a proper appointment letter given to them, formal appointment letter with letterhead, with stamp, with seal, so that the person is not able to take your secrets and tell to anyone else. This is how you protect. Yeah. So please make sure of that.
Yes, documentation is very important.
Documentation is very important. Yes.
Be it at the time of entering the company or exiting the company.
Yeah, both ways. Even when the
Both
person is
ways?
exiting the company, please make sure that you have an exit interview.
Yes.
To find out why that person is leaving, what were the issues which that person faced, because that is good for your growth. You'll feel good
Yes.
about. You'll come to know how you can. It's like your KRAs, how you can change and move forward.
Correct.
You know.
It's basically a feedback on your performance as a leader.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm seeing some questions over here which says, what qualities we need to look in co-founders. Do you want to take this question? Shall we take this question? Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, you can start. I'll also add a little.
Yeah. No, I was asking Madam Usha if I can take this question.
Oh,
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so
Yeah, of
what
course,
qualities
ma'am.
you need to look in your co-founders? Is it the same vision and dedication to bring the change enough? Or do we need to also look at background education experience? First of all, I think most of the startups will have their own friends, relatives, people who they know. It's always safe to have people who you know, because they know your proposition, they know your passion, and they are within your community or within your family. If that is not happening, then yes, you need to look at how, when you talk to a person itself, you come to know how your and their interests match. What are their long term goals? Do they see the same goal which you had, or do they have a different goal with them? It's always not now, but what they want in 10 years time is what is important for you. That you need to keep in mind when you get a co-founder. And then of course financials, everything else you need to figure out. But when you're talking to that person itself, you'll come to know if he and you are together in your long-term goals.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering all questions patiently. So the participants still, if you have questions, the speaker details are already shared in chat box, so you can mail them. So coming to the end of the presentation, so actually there is exciting update from our side. So this year, Agri Eureka applications are open. So interested students, entrepreneurs, or participants, you can utilize this opportunity to get funding. And also do not forget to give the feedback of this webinar, and do not forget to register for upcoming webinar. So, and do not forget to follow us on social media. So coming to the end of the presentation, I would like to thank both the speakers and also director sir, my team, and all the participants. So see you next week with one more topic.
Thank you again, and I would like to wish all the best to all the startups over here. You're going through an amazing time in your life, and I'm sure you'll be successful. All the best to everyone. Thank you,
Bye,
Director
Mitra
Sir.
Nitya, madam.
Thank you,
Thank you for
team
joining.
managed.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you,
thank you, everyone.